And the spring season is here! Ah yes, and you know what that means. With the winter gone, we got bigger and sunnier days, which we can enjoy by going out and meet our friends, have a nice cup of coffee while sitting in our favorite street cafe, or even go and lay down on some green grass while enjoying a nice little book, instead of course of being a shut-in and watch anime all day, am I right? Yeah, totally what I'll be doing though. The anime winter season was what I like to call the entree of an amazing meal at a nice restaurant, impatiently waiting for the main course. And by that I mean this spring season, and even the summer season, as it is packed with a lot of sequels from previous successful titles loved by the fandom, and even some interesting anime shows that are airing for the first time. When it comes to the spring season, well, there are quite a lot of shows that caught my eye, not to mention 2 or 3 titles that many of us have probably been waiting years for their sequel. Hi guys, I'm back, and this is what you should expect from the spring season of 2022. To start off, I couldn't leave these 2 titles behind because I bet almost everyone will be watching them, and that is the 2nd season of The Rising of the Shield Hero and the 4th season of Date A Live. Yes, we are finally getting another sequel for both of these anime shows. Now, before I go any further, let me tell you the issue I have, and I presume even some of you may have as well, when it comes to these anime shows, and that is the plot. Do you remember anything about it? Me neither. It has been so darn long since the previous season of both of these shows aired that I actually struggle to remember the characters' names. Well, to start off, the 1st season of Rising of the Shield Hero aired, 3 years ago? And the only thing I remember about it is this. Yeah, this is how I summarize this anime for me. Jokes aside, I kind of enjoyed the 1st season, especially when Naofumi finally got his revenge on the other 3 heroes and established himself as a stronger character than them after the trap that was set up against him in the beginning, and now everyone mocked him for using a shield. But when it comes to other characters, well, I believe Philo and Raftalia will continue to be an important part of this story since they actually go really well with Naofumi's personality, especially in the end with his character development as he becomes a more serious, brave, and even a sharper guy when faced off against other dangers. I already watched the 1st episode by the time of the recording of this video, and for some odd reason, this story's continuation does seem a bit too fast in my opinion. After the new plot point was introduced, I did feel that the events were being shown to us a tad too quickly. But hey, I have no idea how the story will play out, so I guess I'm gonna have to wait and see. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Moving on to the 4th season of Date A Live. Well, besides the fact that there is the queen of the series, and by that I mean Kurumi of course, well, is enough reason for me to watch it. Even if the story isn't anything I do remember to be unique and amazing, I do enjoy the Harem Brigade around Shido so that we can all simp the hell out of it. There I said it, I don't care, I'm a simp. But honestly, there's not a whole lot to say about this show other than the fact that I'll be watching it. So should you. Speaking of sequels, obviously we have the 3rd season of Kaguya-sama Love is War. Is it the 3rd season though? Yeah, it's the 3rd season, even though it has a weird ass name, but anyways. Again, there's not much to say other than the fact that we are in for a hilarious moment between 5 charismatic characters once again. Even though the formula is the same as usual, I never get tired of it since everyone in this show has a huge touch of personality that makes it so enjoyable to watch, to see how they interact and tease with each other with amazing jokes. Not to mention, this show has displayed quite a great quality of animation and consistent drawings thanks to A1 Pictures. Oh, and speaking of quality, I quickly checked this season's score on Mal and there are people rating it a 9 on this show even though it only has 3 episodes. Damn, people are going hard with these ranks and reviews. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy Kaguya-sama a lot. It is that entertaining to watch, and I guess this show is raising the bar even further. Yet again, we have another huge title that actually aired not too long ago, and that is Komi Can't Communicate, the second season. We're talking about the ultimate simp simulator, about the cutest girl you can find in the world, and I totally mean it. The first season was a huge success, witnessing the cutest girl facing her social struggles with the help of her friends whilst enjoying a lot of wholesome moments together is indeed something to look up for. If you haven't watched the first season, or if you are probably unsure about watching it, please go check it out. It is worth your time if you're looking for the wholesomeness between a group of high school friends hanging out together. Okay guys, we are done with the sequels, let's get into the nitty-gritty of this season. Starting off with Tomodachi Game, aka the Japanese version of Squid Game. Yuichi Katakiri has battled financial hardships his whole life, but has learned to stay content and positive thanks to his close circle of friends. To keep a promise he made to them, Yuichi saves up enough money to join them on the school trip. But when the gathered money mysteriously goes missing, suspicion falls on two of Yuichi's friends, Shiho Sawaragi and Makoto Shibe, who were in charge of collecting the payments. Although innocent, Shiho and Makoto take responsibility for the failure to protect the money when no one else comes forward. A few days later, Yuichi and his friends receive mysterious letters which trick each of them into meeting up. Upon arrival, they are ambushed and knocked unconscious. They wake up in a mysterious room in the presence of Manabu-kun, a character from a controversial children's show that stopped airing due to its malicious content. He informs the group that one of them indirectly gathered them together in order to settle a large debt. They are to play a friendship game, a series of games that will test the strength of their bond and trust in each other. As the group's faith wavers due to the growing number of secrets and betrayals, Yuichi must figure out who of his friends he can actually trust and ultimately discover the identity of the traitor. Okay, hear me out on this one. If you want to experience the ultimate mind game simulator while using your best friends as bait into the biggest step of their lives, this anime is for you. The manga adaptation is amazing and the amount of plot twists and mind games is absurd. I personally watched the first episode and my god, the characters' expressions were the most exciting to watch, especially Yuichi's in the end. I mean, look at the cover, this is insanity portrayed in their faces. Not to mention, the anime adaptation has been quite faithful to the manga so far, and the story itself is captivating enough for you to crave for the following episodes. So I'm really looking forward to this adaptation's continuation. Next up we have Spy and Family. For the agent known as Twilight, no order is too tall if it is for the sake of peace. Operating as Westerly's master spy, Twilight works tirelessly to prevent extremists from sparking a war with the neighboring country Ostania. For his wife, he comes across Yor Briar, an absent-minded office worker who needs a pretend partner of her own to impress her friends. However, Lloyd is not the only one with a hidden nature. Yor moonlights as the lethal assassin, Thorn Princess. For her, marrying Lloyd creates the perfect cover. Anya is not the ordinary girl she appears to be. She's an Esper, the product of secret experiments that allow her to read minds. Although she uncovers their true identities, Anya is thrilled that her new parents are cool secret agents. She would never tell them, of course. That would ruin the fun. Under the guise of the forgers, the spy, the assassin and the Esper must act as a family while carrying out their own agendas. Although these liars and misfits are only playing parts, they soon find that family is about far more than blood relations. This is actually one interesting premise, if I do say. On one hand, we have a spy that needs to pretend to be a happy and proud father that suddenly gets married to an assassin who also needs to conceal her own identity. However, none of them realize that their child is a telepath and she's able to read everyone's thoughts. Not to mention, Anya herself is as cute as you can get, wishing only to have a great and fun time with her new adopted parents. Nevertheless, one may presume that her ability to use telepath will eventually play a big role in the story and possibly bring these three characters together as the story progresses. There are a lot of references from the infamous 007 franchise, with a lot of unconventional moments being played around. Other than the fact that this anime is made by two great animation studios, those being Wit Studio and Cloverworks, I am definitely curious to see how this story will take its shape. We couldn't dive deep into the season without mentioning at least a comedy show, well, besides Kaguya-sama of course, and that is Aharen is indecipherable. Reina Aharen, a small and cute student with a quiet voice, is quite bad at determining distance and personal space. Sometimes she's inches away from your face, and at other times, miles too far. The only one who tries to understand her antics is Raido Matsuboshi, who is seated beside her in class. He has a menacing face, but in reality, he's a kind boy with an imagination that can run wild at times. Aharen-san wa Hakarenai follows the peculiar pair as their odd friendship starts to blossom when Raido picks up Aharen's eraser for her. She misinterprets his gesture and now believes them to be best friends, showing how the simplest of things can prove to be the most complicated of challenges for them. My first reaction to the trailer was, oh my god, what a funny lolly, I need to watch this. Then I started watching it and I was like, okay, she's cute, but what's up with the personal space issues? Like, she's always glued to Matsuboshi and she behaves like her girlfriend in the weirdest way ever. Let me rephrase that. She behaves like his daughter, not to mention that we can't hear her at all. For some reason, her chord levels are that low that makes her unreachable. Honestly though, we are dealing with two unusual individuals that simply struggle to interact with others. One is too shy to socialize with others, while the other is afraid to scare away his potential friends because of his weird face, which, let's be honest, is a funny one indeed. It is apparent that the show uses these unusual behaviors to enhance the comedy aspects in it. Another technical aspect that incentivized me to watch it was the undeniably funny facial expressions from the characters. It's like they are on a permanent derp mode or something. Another thing I'm enjoying about this show is that it does not focus entirely in the comedy theme nor in the romance spectrum. The balance between the two is, in my opinion, good enough for me to laugh and enjoy a cute moment between these two characters from time to time, so I'm really excited for the upcoming episodes. Next up, we have, and oh boy, I can imagine the simp levels going through the roof with this one. Shikimori is not just a cutie. Shikimori seems like the perfect girlfriend. She's cute, fun to be around, sweet when she wants to be, but she has a cool dark side that comes out under the right circumstances. And her boyfriend Hizumi loves to be around when that happens. What has caught my attention, you may ask? Well, the fact that this girl has pink hair, blue eyes, perfect body shape, looks cute, cute. Oh, and isn't the bland girlfriend that your average boyfriend would hang out with. She has her own feisty moments, and honestly, it can ooze a lot of personality from time to time, which is what everyone could wish to have as a partner. Her boyfriend is, however, boring as hell, but no one cares about him. We are here to simp, and we, the simp lords, shall simp the queen. Damn, this year's Miss Waifu universe is gonna be packed with competition. I mean, there's a lot of quality chicks out there. And now for the honorable mentions. Yeah, the following shows can be described as the usual filler anime shows that you may find on every single season, as they are all similar in premise with bland character traits and personalities with undeniably dull story outcomes. Next! Oh, and by the way, there are actually a couple of shows that would be worth your time, but since I've not seen them, nor I'm not into those kind of shows, well, I'll simply skip them. Though, maybe one day I'll actually watch Kingdom. Kingdom looks pretty cool, to be honest. Well, other than that, we have a couple of interesting movies in this season, like The Five Wedded Brides, the quintessential quintuplets, if you are a fan of that franchise, or the Isekai Quartet movie, that I honestly can't wait to watch it, even though it is a bit far away from its release. The same can be said about an Odd Taxi movie that basically explains what happens after the anime show's finale, or maybe the new Dragon Ball Superhero. Well, actually that movie got postponed for some reason. I'm not excited about it either, because there's a lot of mishmash 3D and 2D animation in it, and even though we have been waiting for quite a long time since the anime ended. And why is it about the Red Ribbon Army? I guess, I mean, whatever. Well, and that'll be it for this video, guys. Thank you so very much for watching and for sticking around even after all this time, you know, of me being idle for so long. Well, long story short, I went through some tough times lately. I went through surgery with, you know, a lot of complications. My girlfriend also went through surgery because she fell. Then I got sick with COVID, and basically I wouldn't watch anything or even do anything besides working and be at home with her. So yeah, I'm slowly starting to feel better, and I started doing more things, and I hope to be able to get back to my usual routine. Yeah, but I do apologize for the wait, guys. But most importantly, don't forget to watch your daily dose of anime, because it's good for your brain and heart. Take care, and I'll see y'all, my beloved weeps, in the next video.